So good morning. My name is Javen Carter. I'm going to give a mock lesson on theme today. Um, I am I have 5 years of experience in the classroom teaching language arts and math. However, this is a mock lesson I'm going to give to help others just to, you know, how to break down, how to do a lesson in less than 10 minutes if you're going for an interview, whether you're trying to further your career or trying to move to another class, another school, or things like that. So I'm just going to break down what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, why it's important, and we're going to use it. We're going to do it using Langston Hughes' poem "Dreams." Now, a lot of this stuff has come from my personal experience. However, I've had people that have coached me how to make this lesson better, so I'm not going to take full responsibility of just saying that, I'm the person that made this lesson as perfect as possible, because I don't think it's a perfect lesson, but a lot of it is a good lesson, but it's not totally because of me. So I'm just taking that responsibility of just letting you know a lot of stuff I'm doing here is not on my own merit of my own talent, but of the things that other people have taught me. And really recently too, someone taught me to improve this. So I'm just giving shout outs to those people that have helped me along the way when it comes to my teaching experience and mastering the standards. So let's go into it. So the first thing here, especially when you're on your interview, if you're doing a mock lesson, especially in person, you can do this on a camera as long as you know how to mirror your video, is to have this right here. I'm going to label it CCSS, Common Core State Standards, RL 4.2. So it's reading language, Common Core State Standards, reading language. Grade is 4, and the standard is the second standard within that interval. And that standard is based on determining themes within a given text. So the objective is really what your students are going to do and how they're going to do it. Like, what are they doing and how they're going to accomplish it. Understand? So you could go to a market or a concert or even across town. You know what you're doing, but I need to know exactly how I'm doing it. You understand? Am I going to take the bus? What time I'm going to leave out? What I'm going to wear? Things like that. I need to know how I'm going to reach my objective of being where I have to go. And that's exactly what it is. It's a map. So objective, students will be able to determine the theme of Langston Hughes' poem, Dreams, by supporting their claim with evidence from the text. It's a little lengthy, but it's very important for students to understand because they need to understand what they're doing, but why they're doing it. So if I'm doing through my mock right now, I'll simply say, good morning, students. We're going to go over the objective today. We're going to learn about the theme. And I'm going to read the objective, then I'm going to ask you what you think about the objective as well. The objective, students will be able to determine the theme of Langston Hughes' poem Dreams by supporting their claim with evidence from the text. So now I ask the student to read that, and then I'll go into, okay, so what exactly are we going to do? So some of them will say we're going to understand the theme or determine the theme. I like circling things and annotating because kids are, especially your visual learners, a lot of kids are visual, especially nowadays with phones and technology. Kids have to see exactly what they're trying to see. Or they have to see what they're used to seeing things and being, things are being visual. So adapting to today's times, I like annotating just to accommodate the children. So yes, so I'll say yes. Theme, the theme of what? Oh, Langston's poem called Dreams. So they'll understand that they'll have to do with dreams. Okay, how do we determine the theme of Langston Hughes' poem? By supporting your claim and keyword evidence from the text. In my class, you don't get right answers or just telling me the right answer. I need proof. Okay, if the sky is blue, take a picture of the sky and I'll give you that evidence to give you the right answer. I don't give any right answers unless there's evidence, especially when it comes to literacy, because when kids take state tests and assessments, and even if they do national assessments, I'm not sure. I haven't taught high school. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But SAT, ACT, when you go into the writing portion of that, you're gonna have to support with evidence. So That's how you build students' comprehension, is making sure that whatever they say is matching with whatever's going on in the text. Then we're going to go over, once we go over the objective and say, we'll be determining the theme of Lincoln's Hughes' poem, Dream, by supporting their claim with evidence from the text. And then I will go, before I do that, I will explain that theme is not main idea. A lot of people get that mixed up, saying that theme is the same thing as main idea. It's not. So I'll annotate over here. Main idea does not equal theme. And then I also will define what theme is. I'll ask some students, what do you think theme is? They'll give me some things. Oh, a moral of the story. That was what I thought it was. It's kind of the moral of the story, but it's really theme. Well, first, I'd like to explain what main idea is. Main idea is basically what the story is about. Simple as that. So I know, like my show that just recently came out, Loki, or I'm right now watching Lovecraft, and I ask you, sell me the show. Tell me what it's about in less than 10 seconds. I gotta catch the bus, or I gotta go pick up my kid up, or I got an appointment to go to. I don't have time to sit here and you give me a dissertation on what the show is about. Main idea is basically tell me what the show or the book or the text is about in less than 10 seconds. Really what it is. Tell me what the book or the show or whatever you're reading about in a sentence or 2 sentences or less. That's all it is. That's what main idea is. We're going to theme. Theme is a reoccurring. I may be wrong. Please forgive me if I don't. But is it reoccurring or is it recurring? And that's okay, because kids you make mistakes in front of children. Children like when you make mistakes because you're human. They'll see that you're human, and it'll build a better relationship if they know that you make mistakes. So I don't know if it's reoccurring or reoccurring. Doesn't matter. I'll look it up later because I can't use my phone right now. However, a reoccurring message in a given text. And then you'll allow students, I'll put a timer on for like 2 minutes for them to write that down. And then I'll go into a theme is for me. So for instance, you always want to hook and reel a child in when it comes to a lesson. It's just like dating. How am I going to get shorty number if I don't have an opening line? You understand? Like, how do I get this person's attention if I don't? It's really from the first sentence or 2 sentences that you talk to someone that makes them interested in you. Of course, you can go off your looks and all that, but that's another thing. All a hook is your looks or the way you speak and things like that. It reels a person into want to get to know you or want to learn from you. So this is how I always hook kids in when it comes to doing things. I say, my favorite movie. We're going to talk about our favorite movies. And people going, oh, crazy. I know my favorite movies would be Frozen or Avengers or our elementary kids. So those are their favorite movies. But I'll tell them to relate to them with that. My favorite movie is Lion King. And a lot of kids will go crazy. Like, oh, I saw the new Lion King with Beyonce and all that. Let them get that out for like a minute or two because that builds a lot of culture in your classroom. And I'll say, when it comes to someone tell me the main idea of that movie, because that's one of my favorite movies, and if that's your favorite movie, prove it to me. What is it about? So it's like, oh, it's about a lion, and he has to overthrow his uncle. So you can talk about that. Yeah, you're right. So he had to overthrow his uncle, and he went through some trials and tribulations, but he eventually became king, and he avenged the death of his father by ruling the kingdom that he's always meant to rule. So now tell me the theme. What is a reoccurring message that is always played throughout the movie? It's even in the setting of the movie. What do you learn from the movie, and what's a reoccurring message that's in the movie? Some will say, well, he had to work hard, or he had to get over his depression. But I like to dive deeper when it comes to that movie because I think about pride. His dad told him, like, you forgot about me, which means, you forgot about me. and you need to take pride in who you are, and you need to go back and take over the land. And think about the land in Lion King. It's called Pride Rock. You see, that's another reoccurring theme. So when it comes to a theme in that movie, it's pride, persistence, or determination. That's another one. Because somebody had to be determined to overcome the death of his dad. I don't know if anyone has lost a parent or somebody close to them, but that's really hard to get over. And if you saw in the movie, it took him a long time. He was a cub, then a teenager, then he was a grown lion. And it took him all that time to get over that. That takes a lot of determination. However, those are the things of Lion King. Now let's get into the actual text. And like I said, this is only taking this long because even though it should be a 5 to 10 minute lesson, I'm just going over why these aspects of the lesson is important for kids to understand. So once kids understand that, they're gonna go crazy. Oh, pride and all that and blah 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 blah. Then once I got your attention, then I can get what I want from you. So like I said, when it comes to dating, now we can go on a date. Now we can talk on the phone. Now can I get your number? Things like that. Like once I hooked you in and reeled you in, now I can start to execute the objective. You know what I'm saying? So the objective is using this to understand the theme, using evidence. So let's go on to dreams. What I like to do first is read and then allow my students to read, because that builds fluency. I need you to understand how I read, and then when I ask you to read, you already have an understanding because I did it first. So dreams. Hold fast to dreams. For if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. And the thing you need to do before you get into the lesson, this is something I was recently taught, go over unfamiliar words. Unfamiliar words is going to tie into reading comprehension. So if kids already know the words that they probably won't understand the text that they're about to read. So I always ask, what are some words that we do not know? Or what are some terms that we don't know, maybe, unfamiliar to us? Some kids are like broken wing. Some kids will also go into dreams. And why dreams is important is because some kids are like, oh, it's the dream when you go, you at night and you sleeping and stuff. No, it's not that dream. And you understand the difference in this dream, not the dream that you go through psychosis or whatever when your body is getting rest. I don't know if I use the right term, but the dream when it comes to your goals. So that one right here, goals. It's your accomplishments, your checklist, your bucket list. That's what dreams are. That's what the dreams that we're talking about. Also, when it comes to broken wing, some kids may stumble upon that, but it's just a bird is incapacitated. Stationary bird. It's stationary. It can't go anywhere. And then barren. It says life is a barren field, frozen with snow. So what you want to actually tell your kids is, when it comes to understanding the word barren, a barren field, frozen with snow. A field is supposed to be filled with what? Kids will be like, flowers, grass, berries, things like that. They'll go into that. That's like so if the field is frozen and with snow, then what is happening to that field? And some kids is like, oh, I just don't have anything. Okay, let's use big kid words. Let's use middle school words. And what I really want them to understand is barren means lifeless. Lifeless. So now you want them to read the story on their own or read it together as a class, and then I need to understand and see some words and things that keep reoccurring. You understand? So I'm like, now class, can you read it on your own? Now can the person that's interviewing me, can you read this on your own? They're like, Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. I'm like, okay, so what are some terms that keep repeating, that keep reoccurring? You have hold fast. This is why I like using different colors and engages them. Hold fast. Like, oh, Mr. Carter, I got it. It's hold fast. There's another hold fast. And then, okay, cool. So that's a recurring thing. That's a recurring word. So we're not there yet. We're scaffolding to the actual part or the actual theme. So what else is recurring? Okay, so they're gonna be like, okay, I did the first one. What about the second stanzas? For when, for if. See, keywords. For when and if. Then you want to go into what is the difference between if and when. If and when are completely different. If and when are completely different. If I get the job versus when I get the job. If is ambiguity. It may or may not happen. When is a definite. So hold fast to dreams and for if and for when. So we have that. If means maybe. When means is definite. Now let's go back to hold fast. What does it mean to hold fast? Is another thing that you have to understand, or you have to break down with children. What does it mean to hold fast? Is it hold fast like holding a pot of water, or hold that? And what you want them to connect with is hold fast to your what? Your goals. Tightly. You keeping it tight to you. So when it comes to all that, what is a theme when it comes to this poem? Holding fast to your dreams, or for with and for when. What does that mean? And then what you want to build them up to is to eventually say, well, it's about chasing your dreams, Mr. Carter, or holding on tight to your dreams, Mr. Carter. Okay, so let's use middle school terms. You see how these themes have one word sometimes? What does that mean for your goals and to, what does it mean? How does it make it feel? And this is how you tie it back to them being engaged. So what do you want to do when you grow older? Ask them that. And some will be like, well, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a business owner. I want to be an athlete. How does that make you feel daydreaming? Because I know for me, when I was in my class, even though what I wanted to be wasn't tangible, I was just daydreaming about being a superhero. Sometimes in like second grade and third grade, it made me feel good just daydreaming about that. Sometimes it's just normal for you to do as a kid. So how does it make you feel when you daydream about and visualizing yourself being a lawyer, or a doctor, or an athlete? And you'll have a raise. It makes me feel good. Okay, let's use middle school terms. It makes you feel what? Happy. So that's another one. Happiness. Also, what's another word? And sometimes with our high learners and the students with high vocabulary, you want to get to the one I'm looking for is passion. And also, let's go back to for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. That means it's lifeless. When you do these things, what is going to happen to you when you don't hold fast to your dreams? Some kids will say something bad is going to happen. You become lifeless. You don't have any purpose. Okay, when you do hold fast to your dreams, great things can happen. You understand? So what is that? That's like when your dad or your mom give you a game, or go to GameStop and buy you a brand new game because you did well in school. What is that? And some say that's a reward. Okay, let's use middle school terms. What is that? How about this? And this is sometimes a lot of them will definitely get the answer. What if you do something bad in school? Will they take that same game away? Oh, that's a consequence. Good, because consequences could be good and bad, and that's a theme of this passage. Consequences. So to wrap that up, you want to ask them, ask the class or ask the person that's interviewing you, you know, how do we get happiness? Where in the text that, you know, it was linked to happiness? And I'm gonna write that next to it. Okay. Hold fast to your dreams, where dreams die. Life is broken wing that cannot fly. So you say if you can't fly, you can't go nowhere, you're not gonna be happy. So that's a direct link to happiness. It affects your happiness if you can't go nowhere, right? You nobody want to be cold. Nobody want to be stuck in the house all the time and stationary. It doesn't make you feel good. So what about passion? Hold fast. That's linked to passion. See how we linking that to evidence in the text? That's how you get a 4 or 5 on par. That's how you do exceptional on these tests. That's how you get scholarships. That's how you go far in your academic life, is providing evidence from the text. And even if you want to be an entrepreneur or work for yourself or anything like that, even an athlete. I played a sport, whatever like that. I had to understand whatever my assignment was doing. I had to link it to what was going on in the playbook, or whether it was in a scouting report. I'm using this coverage or doing this against that person because in the scouting report, this guy has speed. So it's the same thing. You can apply this to anything. Consequences. For when dreams go, life is lifeless. That's a consequence. Consequence. Because it says when. You understand? Let's wrap this up. And how you wrap up any lesson, especially on the interview, what you don't want to leave out if you have the full time to do a lesson, is to link it right back to the objective. Students, can we read the objective one more time? And they'll read it. Students will be able to determine the theme of linked to Hughes' poem, dreams, by supporting their claim of evidence from the text. Did we determine the theme? Yes, Mr. Carter. What was the theme or themes? Oh, it was happiness, passion, and consequences. Good. Now, did we support our evidence? What did we have claims and things like that? Yes, we claimed that it was these themes. Then we used evidence from the text. Yes, this links to passion, this links to consequence, and this links to happiness, Mr. Carter. So we could all agree that we reached our goals when it came to completing this objective, correct? Yes. And then if you want to be extra, I know in the classroom I like giving an exit ticket, whether it's linked directly through the curriculum, which is, they do it on their own, they do it in a small group. But, the exit ticket would be that, or if you want to be fancy in your interview, you give an exit ticket saying, here's a synopsis of the movie Frozen, and tell me a theme, just reading that synopsis of what is the theme, and give evidence from the text. Boom. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed Mr. Carter's classroom. Like I said, all this, it's a lot of mess that looks right here. However, that's very important to when it comes to kids reaching their goals, you reaching your goals, your professional goals, you becoming an excellent teacher, because if you're not an excellent teacher, then the kids won't learn. So ultimately, you want the kids to learn. I know if I had my own kids in the school, I would want them to be taught by me or taught by someone that can do things like this, because they will be fully prepared for the next grade. And the biggest disservice you can do to any child, is not preparing them for the next grade level or preparing them for the next phase in their life, because things change every year. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, concerns, just let me know. I might post this to YouTube. This is for a friend of mine, a frat brother of mine, close friend. But if you're on YouTube or that, you just, what are some things I can do to improve this? What are some things that, I can fix about this? What are some of your favorite lessons? What are some themes of your favorite movies? Whatever you want to put in the comments, you can do that so we can have a discussion about it. But like I said, my name is Javon Carter. I have some teaching experience. I'm not sure if I'm that great of a teacher, but hopefully this will help you on your journey to become a better teacher, better educator, and better leader for yourself and for the next generation of children. Thank you.